Dear Portland Remote Academy families, welcome to the Portland Public Schools' newest and largest school, the Remote Academy. This past week marked the launch of Remote Academy, and I'm sorry that the launch has turned out to be bumpy for some of you. We're having growing pains, and I'm here to let you know what we're doing to address those issues. I would like to begin by acknowledging our hardworking staff, our teachers, educational technicians, and administrators. They have worked tirelessly to prepare for the launch of Remote Academy and identify, solve, or elevate problems. They are dedicated and committed public servants and professionals. Please do not blame them for any shortcomings in the launch. The responsibility for any lapse in planning or execution rests solely with me. I ask you to extend to them the same goodwill and grace that you would like to have extended to you in these trying times. One of the universal commitments that we made in our planning process, whether remote or in person, is that every family would have a Portland Promise point person. That person for you in the Remote Academy is your assigned teacher. They're asked to be your voice and advocate in this structure. Please rely on them to be that and know that they will do it with passion and perseverance. The rest of the organization, beginning with me, will do whatever is possible to support them in meeting your needs. I would like to provide some context about Remote Academy. Until we decided on August 19th to reopen schools, we lacked a full understanding of how many families would avail themselves of the option to be fully remote. Our focus as a district has been in reopening school for in-person instruction because we believe that is best for students. However, we understand that during this pandemic, there are families for whom the health risks associated with in-person instruction outweigh the benefits of it. We quickly organized to make the Remote Academy option available to families, and the numbers, as you know, became quite large. We're almost at 1,000 students pre-kindergarten through 8th grade. That necessitated staffing to that level, a process that took the better part of 2 weeks. So our teachers and educational technicians did not know that they were assigned to the Remote Academy until just 2 weeks ago. Since then, they've been training, setting up structures, and in other ways preparing for the launch, and they will continue to do that with diligence and resolve. There have been challenges that we did not envision, and I take responsibility for those. For example, we encountered issues in setting up programs in our district technology platforms to have students enrolled both in Remote Academy and in their assigned home school so that they could continue to be connected to those school communities and receive all of the messages and information from them. We're also challenged by some forces outside of our control. We join other school districts around the country in facing shortages and delays in getting laptops and other technology because supplies are not enough to meet the pent-up demand. We do not have enough computers on hand to be able to provide one-to-one access to all of our families, whether remote or hybrid at this time. We have prioritized getting technology into the hands of our Remote Academy families, but we're unable to provide one-to-one until a large shipment of computers arrives and is ready for distribution by November 1st. Our priority was making sure that every family that needed a device had one. We believe that we're close to being there, but devices break, and we are in the process of triaging to support families with devices that we issued that are no longer operating. The same is true for internet access. We have hotspots available, and we will get those out to families that need them. Please rely on your classroom teacher, your Portland Promise point person, to be your voice and advocate. And please know that we're working to meet their requests. The same is true of school supplies. Again, materials have been ordered and they will be arriving and distributed by your teachers as soon as they get here next week. We made some decisions this past week in recognition of these startup challenges, but we did not communicate about them well enough. Specifically, we used this past week as a soft launch. Our focus was on allowing teachers to build community with their students and in the process, better understand what we were missing in terms of connectivity and devices. Recognizing that a single schedule for all, when not every student has a device, isn't possible, we have made adjustments to try to stagger synchronous and asynchronous instructional times across grades. We know that this has not worked universally and continue to make tweaks and adjustments to make it better. As I mentioned earlier, as a district, we believe that in-person instruction is preferable to remote instruction. Nonetheless, we have built the Remote Academy to be a robust learning experience with most of the support structures as our in-person schools. That includes special education services and other special programs. However, we did not have and will not have every same course offering and opportunity that students would receive if they were learning in person. This manifests itself in things like fewer elective options or fewer intervention supports than we have in in-person school. We have placed a premium on building relationships and community in a virtual environment. And to do that effectively, we need your support. We need you to assist your student in getting set up to start their classes in the same way that you would help your student to get to school. However, we need you to leave them at the door and to allow them to be in virtual classes with their classmates and teachers without intervening in the lessons. While you may watch and listen, I ask you not to interrupt the class and ask questions during instruction. Please respect the classroom experience and help us to guard the privacy of other students by allowing your student to participate independently. Teachers will be happy to address your concerns and answer your questions if you email them. If you need further assistance, please follow up with our Remote Academy principal, Jessie Robinson, who's on loan from her regular role as the district's director of curriculum. As a public institution, we have an obligation to meet the needs of our stakeholders, and we take that responsibility very seriously. I guarantee you that we will continue to work to create the quality experiences that help students to be prepared and empowered for whatever is next. We're moving quickly to resolve issues as we learn of them, but I expect we will continue to find new layers of challenge as we do that. I ask for your patience and resilience as we strive for a great experience for your children. I also ask for your grace and your trust that we will do that with the integrity and passion that we have brought to our work as educators every day before COVID-19 and since. This pandemic has tested all of us in many ways and has delayed learning and opportunities for many. However, working together, I hope we will emerge from this experience better and stronger as a learning community. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your commitment to your children's education. Thank you.